Welcome to Storyflix. In this video, we will explain Please Don't Save Me. This movie tells the story of a girl who meets a delinquent student at school. Unexpectedly, the differences in character between the two actually lead to friendship. Will that friendship turn into love? Let's find out in Please Don't Save Me. Please Don't Save Me begins by showing a 12-year-old girl named Seon Yu who is riding a bus with her mother, Na-hee. Seon Yu seems to have fallen asleep during the trip. But then, Seon Yu suddenly wakes up when she gets a message notification on her cell phone. The message was sent by her father. However, Seon Yu was surprised after reading the message because her father apologized to her and her mother in the message. Seon Yu immediately showed the message to her mother who was calling someone. After reading it, Na-hee is wide-eyed and then hangs up because she has a bad feeling about her husband. The scene then switches and shows Na-hee and her daughter who are on the edge of the lake with several members of the SAR team carrying the body of Seon Yu's father who is known to have ended his life by drowning himself in the lake. Her father's death really made Seon Yu and her mother very shocked and devastated. The scene switches and shows the atmosphere in a classroom where a boy named Jeong Guk, who is very popular and mischievous, is reprimanded by his teacher. When the teacher entered the class, all the students immediately sat in their respective places. Seon Yu turns out to be a transfer student at the school, and the teacher asks her to introduce herself in front of the class. Seon Yu looks nervous and awkward, especially when the teacher asks her to sit next to Jeong Guk. Feeling awkward sitting with boys, Seon Yu chooses to sit with a girl named Yuna, who is the class president. Since Seon Yu first entered the class, Jeong Guk seemed interested in her because he always steals glances at Seon Yu and watched her movements. After school, Seon Yu rushes home to a modest apartment that is now her new home. After the tragic death of her father, Seon Yu and her mother decided to move to another city to forget the tragic past, which still leaves deep sorrow and drama. Na-hee was seen cleaning up the things in the house that were still piling up when her daughter arrived there. She immediately stopped her work for a moment and made food for her daughter. Na-hee loves and is more protective of Seon Yu after her husband's death, in which she doesn't let Seon Yu do any work at all and asks her only daughter to focus on her education. Seeing the house in disarray, Seon Yu intends to help her mother. Especially after she finds a handcrafted book her father gave her as a base for a pot by her mother. One day, the teacher shared their test results, in which Seon Yu managed to get a perfect score, but Jeong Guk did the opposite, so the teacher advised Jeong Guk to study harder. Seon Yu then showed Yuna and some of the other girls in her class how to make a paper snowflower. They all seem amazed by Seon Yu's ability and creativity. However, Seon Yu humbly tells them that she can make the craft after following the guidelines in the craft book. Yuna looks very enthusiastic and intends to borrow the book. But Seon Yu refuses to lend it because the book is a gift from her late father who is very precious to her. After school, Seon Yu meets her mother downtown, where she informs her that she has been accepted to work at a nearby art academy. Before heading back to the apartment, Na-hee and Seon Yu stop at a butcher shop. A man who is a butcher shop owner looks impressed by Seon Yu's very polite and graceful demeanor and strokes her head. Unexpectedly, Na-hee is irritated to see her daughter being treated this way, so she rushes Seon Yu away from there and tells her daughter never to go to the butcher shop again. After that, Na-hee's friend, a woman named In Yeong, comes to visit them with food. In Yeong is the one who lent money to Na-hee so they could move to another city and rent a pretty comfortable apartment. However, In Yeong's purpose in coming here is not merely to visit but to collect a debt from Na-hee because she needs money to treat her seriously ill mother. Na-hee then says that soon she will get her husband's insurance money. In the middle of the conversation, In Yeong mentions a female grocery store owner who once borrowed money from Na-hee and asks her to collect her debt. The conversation was also heard by Seon Yu who was eating there. The next day at school, Seon Yu and her classmates are working on a painting assignment. Seon Yu painted her favorite lake scenery, so beautiful that it caught the attention of both her teacher and her classmates. When Seon Yu leaves the classroom to go to the toilet, Jeong Guk and his friends approach Seon Yu's desk to see her painting. However, not only seeing it, Jeong Guk idly scribbles on Seon Yu's paintings and adds pictures of people. Seon Yu, who returned to her class, caught the act of Jeong Guk and his naughty friends. Jeong Guk tries to defend himself by saying that he only intends to help Seon Yu by painting pictures of people. However, Seon Yu was already angry and then tore up the painting and threw it in the trash. After school, a guilty Jeong Guk tries to find the painting that Seon Yu threw in the trash and intends to fix it to make up for his mistake. The next day at school, Jeong Guk accidentally takes Seon Yu's textbook, thinking it is his. However, just as Jeong Guk was about to return it, Seon Yu suddenly came and thought that Jeong Guk would steal her book. Seon Yu thinks that Jeong Guk did this on purpose so that she would be shunned by their classmates and their teachers. One day, Jeong Guk and his schoolmates find a dead bird and they plan to use it to prank the other students. But then, Jeong Guk met Seon Yu and had a disagreement with him, so he gave up and threw away the bird's carcass. Seon Yu then takes the dead bird and intends to bury it. Jeong Guk then comes and helps her. Since then, Seon Yu and Jeong Guk have become close friends. Back in class, Seon Yu's paternal grandmother comes to school to visit her. Knowing that her mother-in-law came to Seon Yu's school, Na-hee rushed to the school and took the old woman away from there. However, her mother-in-law goes berserk and screams for a share of the insurance money left by Seon Yu's father. Na-hee is forced to tell the truth that they didn't get the insurance money at all because it couldn't be disbursed. Seon Yu, who was embarrassed by her grandmother's attitude, couldn't help but cry bitterly because now all her friends knew that her father had died. After knowing this, Jeong Guk seems to pay more attention to Seon Yu. One day, the teacher invited the students to have fun at the playground. All the students seem happy, except for Seon Yu, who still looks gloomy. With Jeong Guk's help, Seon Yu can finally enjoy her day off happily, riding many fun rides with her friends. Not only that, Jeong Guk was even willing to get rained on because he lent his umbrella to Seon Yu. The scene then switches and shows In Yeong returning to visit Na-hee's apartment to collect debts because her mother's health condition is deteriorating and she is in critical condition. In Yeong is starting to have trouble paying her medical bills. Since Na-hee doesn't have enough money to pay her debt yet, she gives the diamond wedding ring her late husband gave to In Yeong because it is her only property. Seon Yu then returns Jeong Guk's umbrella at school and borrows his cell phone for a while to open the Maps app. After that, Seon Yu is seen boarding a bus to get to her destination. But apparently, Jeong Guk came and intended to accompany her because he was worried if Seon Yu went alone to a place far enough from her house. Seon Yu and Jeong Guk boarded the bus together, then took the short-distance train and walked together to get there. Not only that, but they also took the time to eat ice cream together and seemed to enjoy their moments together. After a long journey, they finally arrive at Seon Yu's destination, a grocery store. The grocery store owner is a woman who owes money to her mother, as In Yeong had mentioned before. However, when Seon Yu collects the debt, the woman argues that she has paid her debt to Seon Yu's mother. Seon Yu went home disappointed. Arriving home, Seon Yu finds her apartment in a mess and doesn't find her mother anywhere. Seon Yu rushed outside to find her mother in the middle of the city crowd. Not long after that, she finally met her mother, who was also looking for her whereabouts. On the other hand, Jeong Guk is punished by her mother for coming home late and often misbehaving at school by confiscating her cell phone. The next day at school, the teacher asked the students to come to the front of the class to tell their dreams. When it was Jeong Guk's turn, the teacher instead asked him to sing in front of the class because Jeong Guk is famous for singing and dancing. Jeong Guk's friends seem to hate seeing Jeong Guk's behavior, who is very confident in singing and dancing in front of many people. However, Seon Yu looks flabbergasted by Jeong Guk's ability to sing and dance like a member of a world-famous boy group, considering Jeong Guk's name is similar to his. During recess, Seon Yu accidentally catches Jeong Guk having an argument with his friends because Jeong Guk pays so much attention to Seon Yu that he often ignores them. Hearing this, Seon Yu also intends to stay away from Jeong Guk because she doesn't want Jeong Guk to be shunned by his friends because of her. One night, Seon Yu was tidying things up at her house while her mother was still working and came across something her parents had left her, namely the clothes the mother wore on the day they found her father's body in the lake, as well as the diary of her late father, which was found at the scene. Seon Yu reads the diary while crying bitterly, remembering her memories with her late father. When swimming lessons were over the next day, the students seemed to leave the pool arena to change clothes. However, Seon Yu turns out to be still in the pool, holding her breath underwater to not be caught by the teacher and her friends. However, Jeong Guk realized this and immediately rushed into the water and asked why Seon Yu tried to drown herself like that. But Seon Yu gets irritated instead, asking Jeong Guk to stay away from her and rushes away. After that, Jeong Guk sees Seon Yu writing something in her father's diary. But he chose to leave and left Seon Yu alone there. That night, it's pitch black at Na-hee's apartment because she can't afford to pay the electricity bill. Na-hee and Seon Yu then lie down together, where Na-hee recounts her early meeting with Seon Yu's father. Na-hee then invites Seon Yu to go to the lake together to catch up with her father. The next day at school, Seon Yu gets into an argument with her classmates because they always talk about her father who died by ending his life. Jeong Guk tries to defend Seon Yu, but Seon Yu insists that she doesn't want to be pitied by anyone. Since then, Seon Yu has been absent from school for several days, and Jeong Guk seems worried about her. The next day, Jeong Guk asks his teacher about Seon Yu, and the teacher tells him that Seon Yu is sick. Shortly after, Seon Yu shows up and asks Jeong Guk to meet her at the park after school. Seon Yu then gives Jeong Guk a handcrafted book her late father gave her and a sunflower. Seon Yu says goodbye to Jeong Guk and says that she and her mother are going on a picnic at the lake. Jeong Guk then says he intends to return Seon Yu's painting that he had repaired. But Seon Yu asks Jeong Guk to just throw it away and tells him that the lake in the painting is her favorite lake. That night, Jeong Guk then notices Seon Yu's painting and has a bad feeling about her because Seon Yu suddenly said goodbye to him. The next day, Jeong Guk visits Seon Yu's house and is very surprised to find out that Seon Yu and her mother no longer live in the apartment and that several people are seen packing up Seon Yu and her mother's belongings. Jeong Guk tries to find out what happened to Seon Yu and finds Seon Yu's father's diary. He opens the diary and finds Seon Yu's handwriting that reads, "Please don't save me." Jeong Guk immediately realized that Seon Yu intended to end her life with her mother, especially after Jeong Guk found Seon Yu trying to drown herself in the swimming pool. Suddenly, Jeong Guk goes straight home and takes his savings to catch up with Seon Yu and prevent her from doing a terrible thing to herself. But his mother, who knew Jeong Guk's intentions, locked him in his room. However, Jeong Guk is not at his wits' end and manages to escape from there, then goes after Seon Yu in a taxi. Realizing that Jeong Guk ran away from home, his mother then reported this to the police. Jeong Guk's mother is also looking for her son's whereabouts, along with Jeong Guk's brother. Long story short, Jeong Guk finally finds the lake in Seon Yu's painting and sees Seon Yu and her mother standing at the end of the pier, ready to jump into the lake. Jeong Guk then screams, persuading Seon Yu to stop. Suddenly Seon Yu and her mother fall into the water because their footing is crushed. Jeong Guk, who witnessed this, rushed into the water, trying to save them. However, his mother and brother suddenly stopped him, so Jeong Guk couldn't help but cry in frustration as his best friend began to sink to the bottom of the lake. Meanwhile, Seon Yu's body sinks further into the lake and she begins to lose consciousness. Na-hee then came closer and looked at her daughter's face. Na-hee then motioned for Seon Yu to hug her by the waist while she was about to swim to the surface, saving them. The film ends by showing Seon Yu and Jeong Guk going to the playground and eating ice cream together. The moral that can be learned from this film is that no matter how difficult the circumstances we face, ending our life is not a way out. Do not involve children in the problems we face because we should care for and protect them, not plunge them into adult problems.